Hey y'all. Hello, teacups. Welcome to the live stream. This is going to be quick, it's going to be fast. Hey, my mod squad. Shawanda's in the house. How are you doing, girl? This is going to be real quick, you guys. I was just checking my pacer, um, and they released file number 250. They have released it. The names of the people who are going to testify, they have been released. So now we know who is going to testify against Tim Norman. Um, and this is critical to the case. Miss Peasy, hello. Stacy, hello. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome everybody in the bushes. How y'all doing? Let's get straight into it, shall we? Because I don't want this to be really long. Um, I've had a long day, so but I when I came in the house, I was like, let me sit down and let me check the pacer. Let me see what's going on with the Tim Norman case. So we're gonna jump right into it. As you can see on the screen, this is document number 250. This was filed on 8/02/22. It is the first page of 13 pages in this document. Comes now the United States of America by and through the attorney Slayer A. Fleming, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Missouri, and Angie E. Dennis and Gwendolyn E. Carolyn, Assistant United States Attorney for said district, and hereby gives notice of expert witness testimony pursuant to Rule 16A1G of the Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure. Notice that the below list of individuals may be called as witnesses at trial. So they may be called as witnesses. I'm sure they've all been contacted. I'm sure all of them are on standby. In filing this notice, the United States does not represent that it will be calling all of the individuals as witnesses, nor that each of these individuals would offering expert testimony within the meaning of Rule 701 and 7021. In abundance of caution, the United States offers notice of the following witnesses. 1. FBI Special Agent Baston Fruend. Number 2, Emily Yim Matthews, Crime Scene Examiner. Number 3, Jessica Crocken. She is a latent print examiner. Number 4, Eric Hall. He is a criminalist. Number 5, Pamela Larkin, another criminalist. Number 6, Aaron Duke, Combined DNA Index System, CODIS. Sorry about that. Administrator. All right, you've got to shut up because I'm busy. Number 7, Dr. Jane Turner, which is a medical examiner. Number 8, Julie Davis, firearms examiner. Number 10, Detective Brooks Lindhorst, which is a digital evidence examiner. Okay? The United States has provided to the defense that reports and to the extent applicable accompanying, and I said that wrong, accompanying lab files related to the proposed expert testimony, as well as the curriculum vitae, which is CV, of each of the proposed experts. And number 2, the United States submits that each of these individuals will assist the jurors' understanding of the case. Special Agent Baston Fruend, the United States extend to introduce evidence through the testimony of the FBI, which is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's what FBI stands for. Special Agent Baston. He is a special agent, certified member of the Cellular Analysis Survey Team, CAST. Special Agent Frument will testify as to the analysis done on the cellular device. So he's going to talk about what was found on the cell phone and the cell phone records and the Google accounts also utilized by Tim Norman, his co-conspirators, and his associates in furtherance of the crimes charged in the uh, indictment. So this is really important because this you're talking about, you guys, you're talking about, this is a specialist that is, hey Sharon, you're talking about a specialist that is going to break down everything that's in the cell phone, and we're talking about how it's important to the case. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why they didn't release this document immediately, because these are not just random people on the street. These are people that are going to be called as specialists. And so the reason Tim couldn't get a hold of these people is because they're not just neighbors. You understand what I'm saying? These are not just neighbors. These are not just people who may have seen something. These are specialists who are analyzing everything. They have everything in the cell phones. They have all of the Google accounts. They have all of the internet accounts. They have all of the fingerprints. They have voice analysis, everything. So they know it all. They know it all. All right, let's get back to the document and see what else is going on. He will testify as to his training and experience, okay? That he has been a special agent since 2003. So this is not a rookie, all right? He's been of FBI cast since 2015, okay? And he is a cast instructor. Now, number 2, Officer Emily Yim Matthews, which is a crime scene examiner and an evidence technician. So the United States extends to call St. Louis Metropolitan Police Officer SLMPD Emily Yim Matthews, who has been employed as a SLMPD police officer since 2002. Officer Yim will testify as to her observations of the Andre Montgomery crime scene, photographic images she took of the crime scene, and the evidence she collected at the scene, as described in detail in her previous disclosed report. Okay? Evidence about which Officer Yim will testify includes one bullet collected from under the dining room table inside the residence at 3964 Natural Bridge. This is evidence submission 002-03, as well as 3 PMC 380 auto shell casings collected from the exterior of the residence. So, do you understand what's happening right now? That means that even though one bullet took Andre out, there was more than one bullet shot. Evidence submission 005, a Smith & Wesson, make model SD9VE, model 9NM, Luger caliber, semi-automatic. They've got the serial number, ladies and gentlemen. One magazine, 14 cartridges, and a sealed box. Evidence submission 006. A Glock make, 32 model, .357. SIG caliber, semi-automatic. Also with the serial number, one magazine, 11 cartridges, in a sealed box. Evidence submission 007. Notospud LLC make NDS2 model 5.45 x 39 millimeter caliber semi-automatic rifle with the serial number, one magazine, 3 cartridges in a sealed box, and evidence submission 008. Another Smith & Wesson .38 revolver, serial number referenced by a place card 9 collected from the top of the dresser in the bedroom at 3964 Natural Bridge. Officer Yim will also testify that a black iPhone found on the floor inside the front doorway of the resident was seized by homicide detectives. It was seized by homicide detectives. Officer Yim will testify regarding her background training and experience, including her professional memberships continuing education courses and seminars she has attended, and her educational background. She will describe the process of evidence collection and the steps she took in collecting the evidence in this matter. It's going all the way down. Did I not tell you these things were sealed for a reason? Thank you. They were sealed for a reason. For a reason. Number 3, Miss Jessica, which is a former SLMP officer, Jessica Cochran will testify as to her analysis of fingerprints on the 4 separate firearms recovered from the scene by evidence technician Emily Yim. Number 4 is Officer Eric Hall. He is a criminalist. SLMPD Officer Eric Hall will testify as described in greater detail in his previously disclosed report that he collected swabs from evidence submission 005, evidence submission 06, evidence submission 07, and 08, taken as evidence by Officer Yim for further DNA analysis. Then we've got number 5, Officer Paula Larkin, who is another criminalist. SLM PD Officer Pamela Larkin will testify that she tested the swabs collected by Officer Eric Hall for DNA. She will further testify that DNA profiles were detected from items 5152, 1511, and 1521 in submission 16. So she knows whose hands have been on the weapons. As described in greater detail in her report, Officer Larkin will testify that partial DNA profiles were detected from swabs taken from evidence submission 5, 6, 7, and 8. Officer Larkin will testify that the DNA profile from items 1, 2, and so forth, the DNA of an unknown individual also. So we were right. Is there somebody else involved? Would there be somebody else? Not only an unknown number 1, but an unknown number 2. These could have been people inside the house, but they also could have been people that we don't know that, were a part of everything. You understand what I'm saying? So this is this is major. This is major, ladies and gentlemen. This is major. We've also got number 6, Officer Erin Duke, laboratory since 2006 until the present. She will attend numerous training courses, which she's already done, professional seminars and so forth and so on. She will testify that she ran CODIS analysis of a swab, evidence submission 00801 of the trigger, grip, and rough portions of the revolver seized as evidence submission 008, a Smith & Wesson .38 revolver. The test indicated a match of the DNA found on submission 008. It matched Thornton Fry as a possible contributor. Bam! So now you guys wanted a name to who else could have been involved. This officer is saying Thornton Fry as a possible contributor. There are 2 DNA matches on 2 different weapons. Is this person in cahoots with Tim Norman? They're going to find out at trial. Officer Duke's testimony will be based on her familiarity with the DNA analysis done in this matter, as well as her familiarity with the CODIS system and appropriate procedures for performing the CODIS analysis. She'll also testify to her background training and experience, letting you know that she knows exactly what she's talking about. Number 7, Dr. Jane Turner, former medical examiner. Dr. Turner identified a gunshot wound in Andrew Montgomery's abdomen. Dr. Turner identified 2 gunshot wounds in Andre Montgomery's right upper extremity. Dr. Turner recovered a bullet from Andre Montgomery's right upper arm and placed the bullet in evidence. Are you kidding me? All this time, we're thinking that Andre suffered just the one bullet. Did you hear what this woman said? Let me go back through this again. Because this, let me go back. Dr. Turner would testify as follows. On March 15, 2016, Dr. Jane Turner conducted a post-mortem pathologist examination and autopsy, which is what that is, on Andre Montgomery on March 15, 2016. Dr. Turner determined that at the time of the autopsy, Andre he was 5'10", he weighed 223 pounds. Dr. Turner identified a gunshot wound in Andre Montgomery and recovered a bullet from that wound, which she placed in evidence, which means if there were other wounds on Andre Montgomery, but only one bullet was captured from his body, the other bullets went through him. Dr. Turner identified a gunshot wound in Andre Montgomery's abdomen, number 1. Dr. Turner identified 2 gunshot wounds in Andre Montgomery's right upper extremity, 2 and 3. Dr. Turner recovered a bullet from Andre Montgomery's right upper arm, number 4, and placed the bullet in evidence. Evidence submission 13 and 2. Dr. Turner concluded that the case of death was a gunshot wound, and it was abdominal, thoracoabdominal gunshot wound. Dr. Turner concluded that the manner of death was, in fact, homicide. Dr. Turner's testimony will include a description of her current employment, her background, and all of the things. This is beyond huge. This is beyond huge. I'm shocked. I'm sitting here like, wow. This man suffered. This man suffered. He suffered while he was losing his life. He suffered. I can't even. Let's go on. SLMPD firearms examiner Julie Davis will testify regarding her analysis of the firearms and ballistics evidence recovered in this matter is detailed more fully in her previously disclosed report. In particular, Officer Davis will testify about evidence items 013-01, which is a bullet recovery by Dr. Turner from the body of Andre Montgomery. Okay? She'll testify that evidence item 13-01 is .380 caliber, 6 right twist, copper jacketed bullet. That evidence item 013-02 is a .380 caliber, 6 right twist, copper jacket bullet, and the evidence of the 6 right twist copper jacket bullet. Officer Davis will testify that she conducted a microscopy comparison of item 1301 and items 1302, 002, 03. Officer Davis determined that all of the items were fired from the same firearm due to the match strategies, which means all of the bullets that hit Andre and caused him to suffer while he was passing away was from the exact same weapon. I mean, this is just I can't, Carol. I can't imagine. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. This is beyond. Unless they change their mind, this is not going to be televised. In the documents past, it could be zoomed, but it's not going to be televised. This is unheard of. This is absurd. This is absurd. The stuff that we are finding out as we go on is mind blowing. She'll also testify to the method of conduct of microscopy ballistics comparison, as well as her analysis to the rifling characteristics on the bullets recovered from Andre Montgomery. Officer Davis will testify regarding the method by which she determined that the firearms recovered from the crime scene did not fire the bullets recovered from Andre Montgomery, to wit, the process of test fired the recovery firearms and then conducting an examination using a comparison microscope to compare rifling characteristics of the bullets recovered from the scene and from Andre Montgomery, both to each other and to those obtained during the test firing. So the other bullets that were talked about earlier from the other detectives, we're going to find out during trial if they had a part in Andre's passing. Number 9, we're about to get through this, okay? We got one more to go. Detective David Wilfred, which is a digital evidence examiner. He'll testify regarding his examination of victim Andre Montgomery's black iPhone recovered from the crime scene. The United States has previously disclosed the contents of the victim's cell phone in the form of PDF. So we're going to see what was in that cell phone. Unfortunately, it's not in this document, but Detective David Wilfred has been employed by the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department since October of 1988. So he is entrusted with this and he knows what he's talking about. And he is going to examine, or has already examined, the cell phone of Andre Montgomery and all of the information that is important to this case we will know about. And then number 10, Detective Brooks Lindhorst. It is anticipated that Detective Lindhorst will testify that he reviewed forensically and analyzed defendant James Timothy Norman's gold Apple iPhone. So there are two different detectives, one that has Andre's cell phone and the other has Timothy Norman's cell phone. Detective Lindhurst will testify that he used forensic tools to examine the iPhone. Okay. So, like I said in the last video, the last Tim Norman video, Tim, his attorneys can't give the cell phone back. They've already been examined. As you can see, here's the proof. Here's the receipt. It's already done. It's set in stone. It's already been submitted into evidence. And Detective Brooks Lindhorst is the detective that has done the analysis and the forensics on this iPhone inside and out. He will also testify that he used Celebrate so that the extracted data could be viewed on UFED Reader. The extracted data on the UFED Reader have been made available to the defense. So he will also testify as to his background in conducting forensic analysis. So what that means is Tim's attorneys, they do have what was in that cell phone. So they will have an opportunity to explain who, what, when, where, and why. And I'm sure that's why Tim has been spazzing out and firing attorneys, because he knows what's in the cell phones. And I mean, when you talk about the cell phones, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about Tim Norman's cell phone, and they've already said that there was incriminating evidence. And this is what the FBI said. There was incriminating evidence in that cell phone. This is important. this is like the main, the spotlight is going to be on what was in that phone, because Tim said something, or he texted something, or there was a conversation that we're going to find out during the trial that was in that cell phone, and he fought to get that cell phone out of this whole case. And apparently, and congratulations, to every individual working on this case. I applaud you for doing the best job, because we needed to know that conversation. This is the piece of evidence that could put him behind bars for life. So in conclusion, the notice shall serve as the government's notice of testimony. Okay. This shall also serve as the government's request for notice of expert testimony by the defendant pursuant to Rule 16. Especially, the government requests the defendant disclose to the government as a written summary of testimony that the defendant extends to present at trial pursuant to Federal Rules of Evidence 702, 703, and 705. And this is by Slayer A. Fleming, United States Attorney, and Gwendolyn E. Carroll, Angie E. Dennis, Gwendolyn E. Carroll, Assistant United States Attorneys. This is, this is it. This is that piece that we've been waiting for. This is that piece that we've been looking for. This is that piece that everybody wanted in their hands. And now we've got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got it. We are ready and we are set for September. And I'm applauding. When I tell you they did their job, hey, big brother, they did their job. This is amazing. The only thing that really upsets me about this entire case is how Andre suffered, because we were led to believe that there was only, one shot. And that is not true. And I don't even know if his family knows all of this information. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Tim's not getting away with this. I don't care what anybody says. I am convinced now 100% that this is oh so real. This is oh so real. I mean, hashtag justice for Andre Montgomery. Honey, let me tell you something. They have got you, Tim Norman. They've got you. You're not going anywhere. I don't care how many attorneys you fire. I don't care what you try to do. They've got you. Okay? They've got you. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting to hear. Who are these people? And you know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to testify and why? And now we know. All right, you go. Hi. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to drop that little bit of information while I was in the city. Hi. My granddaughter's saying hi to you. Hi. I know, I'm working. What are you doing? So you just got out of school? Are you ready to go see Nan and Papa? I am going to get out of here, you guys. Thank you guys for joining the live stream. I hope this shed some light on what you guys wanted to know. We finally got to the evidence. No, this is Harmony. You haven't met Harmony yet. I'm going to have to do a video. You haven't met Harmony yet, Sharon. So I have to do a video. Will you put my straw down? I gotta go, you guys. She's like trying to steal my water and everything. I love you guys so much. Teacups, drop me some teacups in the chat. Let me know if this shed some light. You guys, we did amazing in uncovering this. This was amazing. This was eye-opening. Share this out. Share this out to everybody who has been looking for this evidence, because we definitely found this out. I know it is, because if they, like I said, if they don't know how Andre really passed away, this right here, yeah, this was tea. This was tea. Thank you to every officer that ever did anything to help uncover this case. If you are just joining the live stream, make sure that you go back to the beginning so you can get all the tea and all of the evidence. This was mind blowing. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to mask it up, use your hand sanitizer, live on purpose, and I will talk to you in the next video. I love you guys.